Alright, in this video we're going to practice factoring your basic trinomial. So here's how it works. When you have a trinomial, first look and see if there's a common factor, and there's nothing that divides evenly into all three of these. So a trinomial is probably going to factor as a binomial times a binomial, a two-piece times a two-piece. Here's the process. You start with the first term, 2x squared, and you ask yourself, what times what will make 2x squared? Well, there's only one way to make 2x squared, since 2 is a prime number. It would have to be 2x times x to make 2x squared. And then skip the 9 for now, that comes later. Look at the 7 and ask yourself, what times what makes 7? Now 7 is a prime number, so it would have to be 1 times 7. Now the order matters, so if this doesn't work out, I will try putting the 7 here and the 1 here. Now what do I mean by working out? And here's where the 9 comes in. A lot of students, when they first learn how to do this, there is no number in front. So they learn to just look for the 9 immediately. They go, well, wait a minute, how do I get 9 out of 1 and 7? You don't. Alright, you can't just look for what multiplies to make 7 and adds up to make 9. It does not work that way when you have a number in the front. Instead, you have to think this way. The inner plus the outer has to equal the middle. Alright, forget about multiplying to 7 and adding to 9. Forget about that. Alright, that doesn't work half the time. The inner plus the outer equals the middle. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, right now, inner, I have 1 and x. Okay, so when I say inner, I'm talking about these two. So inner, I have 1x. Now, when I say outer, I'm talking about these two. This is my outer. If I multiply those together, I get 14x. Alright, and if this is going to work out, my inner plus my outer has to equal the middle. Okay, so somehow I have to get 9x out of this. Is there any way that I can do 1x and 14x and get 9 if I pick the signs right? Well, no, there's no way to make 9 out of 1 and 14. That means this is not working the way it is. Alright, so let me backtrack. Okay, remember I said the order matters? So let's try putting the 7 here and the 1 here. Now, inner, let me use this color actually. Inner, now I have 7x. Okay, outer, now I have 2x. Okay, again, the inner plus the outer must equal the middle. And here's where the 9 comes in. Alright, this is where the 9 comes from. It comes from the inner plus the outer that has to equal the middle. So I can clearly see how I can get 9x out of this. Now we can pick the signs however we want, but we need a positive 7 and a positive 2 to make the 9. Alright, so if I make this positive, that'll give me the positive 7. If I make this positive, that will make the outer a positive 2. And positive 7 and positive 2 make positive 9. Alright, and that's how I know I have factored it correctly. So yes, these two numbers have to multiply to give you this. Positive 7 times positive 1 equals positive 7. But these two numbers do not have to add up to 9. The thing that has to add up to 9 is the inner and the outer. Inner being 7x and outer being 2x. And that is how it makes 9. So this is the answer. Alright, and that is how you factor your basic trinomial.